So I got into astrology, all the New Age stuff when I was about 9. I grew up in a home that wasn't, we weren't going to church. We were kind of culturally Catholic, so we would just go to church every now and then, maybe on Christmas, here and there. So I was always seeking more, and that's what led me into spiritual stuff. So I first got into astrology. That was like my first thing that kind of led me down this rabbit trail to then tarot cards and then yoga and chanting and all of that. So those practices, at first, they offered what seemed like light. It seemed like empowerment. It felt like I had control. So that's where the desire came from. I felt like, oh, if I could go to a psychic and they could tell me what to expect for next year, then I can fully prepare, right? Not knowing the darkness that was truly there. So it's funny because I never really believed in Satan or darkness. I kind of denied all of that. It's like, that stuff isn't real. And then I just started seeing what I felt like was a little bit dark, and just my eyes kind of opened a little bit. Really, it was just this quiet whisper that told me, go to church and read a Bible. And so we started coming here more. And then I really just felt like I wanted to order a Bible. So I ordered one. And then, I kid you not, it was almost instantly when I opened a Bible, I felt like I started seeing everything so differently. And I was like, wow, I feel like I've been opening doors to things that I don't want to invite into my life. Really, it was something within my own heart. It was kind of like I had this conviction that I never had before. And I feel like I heard someone say, if you're walking around and you don't have any conviction towards what you're doing, that's the most dangerous place you can be in. And that's where I was for almost 20 years, going down this path of just being spiritual and not connecting to God, truly what God is. Looking back, I can see how a lot of the things that I was doing, I was self-willing. So I thought, I can be my own God, I can manifest. I would literally teach people how to manifest. I would lead manifestation workshops and moon rituals and all of these things that I felt like, oh, we can be in control, when really that was not the case at all. And it's laughable now that I can look back on it, but when I was in it, I was in it. So for someone who sees these practices as harmless, I would just encourage them to dig a little deeper, to really open a Bible. As simple as that is, I think that if they can open a Bible and just start reading and see and feel the love and the change in your own heart, when they do that, then they're gonna naturally, their eyes are gonna open. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything, but I'm here to encourage that they can be on a similar path and find the true light and not this false sense of light. So when I first started coming, I felt a connection. I felt, especially here at Ekklesia, I felt you can feel the Holy Spirit when you walk in. And I'm all about that kind of like Holy Spirit energy and really feeling that true connection. And I felt that here. And I felt like there was messages that weren't like cotton candy messages. They were messages that would help convict your heart. So I appreciated that. And like I said, just seeing things with new eyes. That's the real thing, to where I felt like I wanted to release things in my home. I wanted to go home and clear out. I had probably 20 decks of oracle cards, angel cards that I wanted to clear out of my house, crystals that I wanted to clear out. I got rid of it all. Honestly, there wasn't anything specific that stood out when I read the Bible. It was just more of an energy, like I was reading and receiving this love that I would get so excited. So I had every single night right before I'd go to sleep, I would open up my Bible and just read, and I never thought that it would be what it is, you know? I thought that it would be, everyone always says, oh, the Bible's boring, but it's anything but that. And to me, it just felt so loving to read it. So that's kind of what hooked me. Sold my yoga business that I had for 20 years. I walked away had a sacred chocolate company that I also sold. And when I left all of these things, people were shocked, which I can completely understand. I heard things like, yoga's your identity. You're so good at teaching yoga. You changed my life and the things that you would teach. This is you. How can you walk away? People were in disbelief. I may have been really good at teaching yoga, but I feel like I'll be better at spreading the word more so than this false light that I was spreading for so long. I've felt a lot of resistance, especially from people that want me to stay a certain way. If you've ever heard the term crabs in a bucket, and one crab tries to get out of the bucket, the other crabs will pull it right back down. And that's kind of how it felt. It felt like people wanted to pull me back down, but I try to just not get offended by it and just keep moving and living my life exactly how I am. And I feel like conviction is more personal. So it's something that you're deciding to do because your own heart feels that this is now the right thing to do. So it's doing the right thing rather than feeling like you have to do something. There has been such a shift in our home since we started coming here, since we've gotten baptized. It truly feels so much better to have a God that I can trust and lean on rather than trying to be my own God. My kids absolutely love church. They love the path that we're on. They love worship music. I couldn't be more thrilled to have them on this journey. And that's another big thing that kind of shifted everything for me too, and that kind of pushed me along this path, is thinking about my children not growing up with anything, and just feeling like, we'd go to these yoga ceremonies and things like that, and having that as opposed to having like a true connection to God, because I never had that, so I wanted that for them. Guarding my heart, my mind, and my spirit now, to me it's going to God first. So if I question something, to go to Him rather than just relying on my own self-will. Really, that's what it comes down to. I don't know why, but it's making me think, like, if my daughter were to come to me and say, hey, Mom, I'm not sure about church and I really want to go do my yoga certification and do all of this, I would be absolutely heartbroken. But I think I would just encourage her along the way to seek truth and to pray and to lead her towards the Bible and release that control a little bit too. And that's the hard part. As someone who came from the New Age world to now the Christian world, it is scary in a lot of ways. And I think in a lot of ways I was hesitant because I was afraid I'd be judged. And I think it's important for Christians to know that a lot of times these people that are in the New Age, they truly want, goodness. They have goodness in their heart and they want the best, but they just don't know. I think as believers, I think it's important to just be encouraging, to lead people and kind of live by example. So when I was in the New Age, if I was looking at my friend who was Christian and seeing the fruits of everything that she was doing, then I'd be more encouraged to follow that. So I think as believers, just live the best way that you can. Encourage your friends to come with you. And if they don't. Don't be offended. Keep them close still, keep encouraging them, and you might notice that one day they come around.